Welcome back, viewers. This is Orangutan. Here we are, brand new Let's Play in the Western Wilds, called the Abandoned Farm, because our intention is to sell up the materials and the stuff that we get, the machinery and whatever, at the original farm where you start, which is just over to behind that building over there, right behind there on the right now. And we're going to buy the abandoned farm, so we'll go up to the abandoned farm and have a look at what it looks like, and then we'll come up with somewhat of a plan. I don't know if it'll be a good one, but it'll be a plan all the same. Bit of a spot there on the left, we could always turn that into some sort of a service station or a servo, as the slang in Australian means, which is a gas or petrol station. But because now there used to be a petrol station when they only sold petrol, but now they sell everything. It's more like a convenience store, so a service station. There's services there, plenty of things you can do. You can even buy a lottery ticket. But here we go, we'll turn in under the archway here. We'll have a bit of a poke around, quick whip round, an old barn there, bit of an old shed. There's looks like a garden shed, a few old pens we can get rid of, we can demolish. Go around this way, and then let's get up and have a look at the new farm, shall we? So we're up at the new farm. And here's all the stuff we're going to sell off, so I won't bore you with that, but we'll sell this off and then we'll get to buying some stuff and moving down to our new place.
I really, really want you.
go. There's a few tunes there, and it is a beautiful day down here in the Western Wilds. Now, it wasn't really my intention, but I thought on the way back up I'd have a look at the second-hand store, and we've found some quite interesting items in here. 43,000 for a T6 New Holland. We'll bump up the horsepower a little bit on this, and it'll cost us a bit of money. Like I said, I normally buy tractors for about the 28,000, 30,000, get a cheap one, but this one looks like it'll be a good buy. Should last us right through. We can use some larger equipment on it when we get some. So we'll go with that. And and next to it, the Robert grass. Well, it says it's a roller slash weeder. I use it to it ups the fertiliser state one level on your grass if you do it straight after mowing, and it's supposed to increase your yield by 30%. So whether or not that's entirely true, God knows. But I've found that you get grass, plenty of grass if you use it, so there's no need to doubt it. So we'll stick our number plate on. We'll buy that. I don't know how many times I go out of the menu without buying the item I want. I set it all up, I put the wheels on it, put the flashing lights, do the number plate, and then press circle to go back. And then you go, oh. Or you think you bought it and you go back to your farm and you think, where'd that go? And then when you look at your money's still up what it was before, and you just go, dickhead. Like, yeah, but plenty of times I've done that. So we've got this Robert grass thingamajigamy, and we've got this very flash tractor. I have found in the past, I don't know if you found if you play, but when you buy second-hand stuff, the maintenance you seem to get a bonus when you buy new things. The maintenance doesn't go down as fast. It goes down very quickly on second-hand stuff. So now we need what I consider to be one of a go-to thing, which is the plough. You just got to remember to up it to the 9 on the top level there, unless you want a 6, of course. But 9 metres, unbelievable. This is the one where you run it backwards with the tines rather than against it. I think it goes a few kilometres an hour faster, so you get your work done quicker. And 9 metres, and it's easy to use. It's not like those whopping big long things that tail out the back of you. You can get some ploughs that are about 20 metres long, but they only plough 5 metres wide. At least this thing that's 9 metres wide, and it does 9 metres. Sounds a bit stupid, but if you use ploughs, like I said, you play this game yourself and you checked out some of the other ploughs, you'd see this is a pretty good option. Bit of a placeable area there. I could probably put it, I don't know, maybe in a gas station or something. A servo, as we call it in Australia, which is short for service station. Gas station, petrol station. There's a million names for them. I'm sure there's slang names from other places around the world that people call them. But yeah, if I'm going down to the service station or the petrol station, I'm going to the servo. It used to be a petrol station because all they sold was petrol, but nowadays they sell everything. It's like a mini supermarket. I think you can even get your lottery tickets at some of them. So yeah, a real regular one-stop shop. But we'll drive this stuff in here and park it, and then we'll have a bit of a look around the farm. Try to get a bit of a plan happening. We're going to go with garden beds, a few animals just to start off, get some grass going, try to get a head start on the grass so we can get some sheep and some hay made, cows. So we'll sell these existing buildings. Get ourselves a chainsaw. Bit of a trick here. So you've got 3 poles, one does the power lines, one does the rubbish, and one does the trees. Only removes the trees from this area, but I like the trees. So we'll take a few out when our trees be gone, but at the moment we just want to get rid of the rubbish. There's a few barrels laying around and different things. A couple of bags of stuff. We'll come over here. Into the construction menu. flashes blue, you know you're on a winner. Sell, beautiful. It actually cost us money to get rid of that, so it's good, it's realistic, it's like demolition charges, you know, people don't come away and take away things like the shed here for nothing. You've got to pay for everything nowadays. And this here we'll get rid of. And that's everything for now. So here we go, we've got a nice clear spot here, so we'll start off by buying a couple of items. We're going to go with some garden beds, which are fantastic. I don't know if you've used them before, but they come from the greenhouse section. Open air gardens, so we'll go down to those. On the end there, I think they're $2 each, which is fantastic. So we'll throw in some of them, probably 3 or 4 for now. The idea is we're going to start off with sunflowers, and then we're going to maybe get some cotton and sell it directly. And we'll get a mill and mill up some sunflower oil. Probably go all with just cotton, selling cotton directly, but we've got to make out like we're doing something. Yeah. Just want to sit around and wait for the cotton to, you know, it won't be very exciting to watch, just waiting for the cotton to build up, cotton money. We'll get 3 here. I wish there was a, I don't know, if anyone knows, put it in the comments if you've watched this, if you ever see it, but if you know of a way to get an aerial view when you're placing items like this view's terrible. You can go in and out, but that's not showing me. There's no way. If I turn sideways, it just moves it around more. It's very difficult to line them up and make sure they're all, you know, you like to get yourself your stuff nice and square and plumb and that. Maybe I'm a Virgo. I'm supposed to be a perfectionist. I don't know about that. I think I am when I want to be. And this is one of the times where I want to be on my Flash New Farm. But yeah, so I'll whack this here and then we'll find ourselves a distributor. So okay, distributor, that looks pretty good. They're not too crooked. Matter of fact, I think I fluked it, they're fairly straight. So the distributors in production, one is there. Now what this does is it will distribute, so you can set those on to take water seed with fertilizer or manure. So what you do is, rather than fill them up individually, I think you got to fill them up to start with. I'll see in a moment, but I don't think it automatically does it to start. I think you got to put some in to start into the actual beds, and then it takes over. But yeah, you fill it up with water, seed, and fertilizer or manure, and it will distribute it to those garden beds, which saves you having to pull up all the time and fill them up yourself. This is a great windmill, $23,000. You put it in here, and what we're going to do here is some of our sunflowers we're going to send over here. We're going to distribute them to here. You can do it with, well, you can do flour in here as well, with 4 different types. I think you can make, I don't know, it's wheat, barley, sorghum and oat flour, I think. But yeah, the thing we use it for is making oil. You can do the 3 oil types, sunflower, olive, and I think it's a canola oil. But yeah, you put one of those in and make that, and it's a good seller. It's about 5 to 6 grand for sunflower and canola oil. Sorry, I had a blank there, getting old. I'm just having a quick pan through the menus here. There's something I'm actually looking for, something in particular, but it wouldn't appear that way. But yeah, so I've got some of those buy points for, they're the $5,000 ones, which is a bit expensive. I think there's one we can get, must be in tools, the next one. It's not in containers, although I can't understand why one's in containers and one's in tools, but hey, that's how it is. So I'll go to tools, and there they are there, the little $100 ones. I usually buy the seed, and for some unknown reason, I don't know, you can get liquid fertiliser and herbicide. I don't do weeds because I think it just adds, I do play with, need ploughing and liming and that, but if you add weeds into it, it's just makes it a hell of a lot of work just to do one field. So there we go, we've got one of them there. Get the seeds, And liquid fertiliser, for some unknown reason, I don't know, I always go with the solid variety. Probably because on one of the games I played, I used a liquid fertiliser spray, and it was a gigantic big thing. It had the wingspan of a jumbo jet, and it was so hard to manoeuvre. It got stuck on the fences, stuck on the trees. Anyway, while I'm raving on, we're placing a slip trigger here. We've got a very nice looking tent for $500. So now we'll go back. We need a water trigger, and we need something. We'll grab one of them $5,000 ones with feed, just in case we want to get chickens or pigs early in the piece, and we can feed them out of that. God knows what he's doing here, but yeah, I think my controllers, might have to swap controllers. It's out of control. Controller's out of control. That's something else, isn't it? But yeah, we'll put that there. We'll get a water tank. Try to put everything. If you ever watched any of my stuff before, you'll notice I'm a man of convenience. I like everything nice and close. I don't like this driving 15 miles to the local sell point and that. I suppose it's, I don't know if it's cheating, but you spend all the time you got to play driving around the map, not getting anything done. I suppose it fills in the time gaps when you start off and you got nothing to do. Once you get busy, you haven't got time for that. So we're going to put in a, look, everything's looking good. A silo. We need a silo. There's a silo I love here. I think it's 11 grand. Holds everything. Pretty much everything anyway. Don't think it takes slurry. What a previous Let's Play I had. Yeah, I had a lot of slurry, and I had to put in some slurry pits, which they sort of worked. Depends which one you use. But this, yeah, I couldn't store slurry in this. But it's great. It's old looking. It goes with the theme. You know, we've got the old windmill. I'll have to see if we can find some sort of nice old cabin. We'll try to get stuff that suits the farm. It is the old abandoned farm after all. Looking at chook pens here. You can't go past that, can you? Stack of chooks for, what is it, 9,000. Get a bit of wiggle room down in here, and we could probably wiggle it in there. How good's this looking? Eh? It's coming along alright already. So I'll put that there. No, we won't. We'll put it there. Come on, press the button. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're putting it there. Oh, we're going to put it here somewhere. Oh, no, a bit more wiggle work. He's keeping them in suspense. This is like those TV shows where they go to tell you the winner of the big, end of season, the winner of America's Got Talent or something like that, and then, oh, we'll be back after the break. I was building a bit of suspense there. Okay, so we've got a fair bit of stuff done. We might come back and we'll go back down to the shop and get ourselves a ute. We'll come back and fill up these greenhouses. What do you think about that? So here we are down at the shop, and we've picked ourselves up one of these funky TLX 2020 utes, utilities. We can put a back on it. Might go with the unreal capacity, I think. A lot of people say, oh, you're cheating. Like, if you don't want to use it, don't. It's the best thing about this game. You can choose. There's so many mods and so many things. Like, I like those rolling trailers. I've never been in a financial situation where I could afford them, but I'd love to have a farm with all just rolling trailer gear. I think that'd be great. But that's the tippet. We don't want the tippet. We want the one that goes on the back. But we do need one of these, which is the dolly, to go underneath the auto pallet wagon, platformy, whatever, trailer. I'll get the word in a minute. So yeah, so we'll get one of those. It's only cheap. For some unknown reason, all that stuff that you add on's got a $3,000 markup cost, even though it asks you if you want to add, different sort of things to it, but it costs $3 grand anyway. So I think it's this one we want. This one's okay, but yeah, we'll see what I mean in a minute with some of the other stuff. So I'll paint her up a bit, make it look all smick. There's a way you can paint the wooden bit. Aha, there it is. Alright, I think I bought it. Now this one here, this is the auto loader. I like this one, it holds 34,000 litres or 34 tonne. See, there's a $3,000 upgrade cost there without doing anything. God knows what that's for. Jumping out yet. Put the back on. Come on, get under there. Hook up the dolly. Apologise if you can hear cars driving past. They're not that noisy out the front, but it's starting to warm up here, and I need the front door open to get a bit of fresh air. I'm only about 20 metres from the road, so maybe not even that, maybe 10, 15 metres, but it's not too bad. There's no trucks or anything like that. It's only residential traffic. Sometimes I'm sure you can hear my wind chime. It makes a bit of a racket, or one of those bamboo ones. But yeah, off we go. Let's get back up to this farm. Need a bit more equipment. Need a water tank so that we can start filling up. I might decide, I don't know, we'll fill these things up, whether we do it on camera or off, we'll get it done. Give you an idea on how it works. Although you've probably all done it before yourselves, but you know, I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but I tend to explain things a lot in my videos. Sometimes I think I go a bit sort of long with it, but if you haven't used it before, hopefully it's helpful. I'll just park this up over here. Now to start this setup up costs quite a bit of money, because fertiliser and seed, especially fertiliser, they're not cheap. I think solid fertiliser might be about $1,200 a tonne, which, you know, I don't consider that cheap. Okay. Go for a bit of a cruise. So we own that land on the right, we own that land on the left. Only a little bit of it. I think we own to about this second pole. There's a thinner piece on the left, and there's more a squarey type bit on the right. So probably thinking barley or something that I can get straw off, and then do some grass. I'd like to just work away and keep our gardens ticking over and do some ploughing and stuff, and try to build up our straw and our grass before we get animals, so that we're not chasing our tails. There's nothing worse than when you go to feed your animals and you figure out your hay's running out. So, you know, unless you can buy it, if you've got some sort of buy point, they've got to starve for like, could be 6 months before you get hay next. Hay's not too bad with grass, that's a bit of an over exaggeration, but say it's chicken feed and you're waiting on your barley, or it's straw, you know, and your canola still got 4 months to go, like, yeah, things like that. So we'll try to get a head start so that we're always in front, and then if you do at least one grass field a season, depending on the size of it, you should be pretty set. But here we are now. There's a few water tanks here. The one I like is, once again, unreal capacity. Those ones there I'm not really, you know, fussed with. The lizard ones. Those two lizard ones there work alright. That little green one's alright, but this one here, That's for the back of the ute. But if we pay a bit extra, we can get an actual trailer, which means we don't have to swap the ute backs all the time. Now this I can do the unreal capacity up to 50,000, and now seeing we're using it for water, we might make it blue, eh? With sort of watercolour in it. Maybe in the Mediterranean, not round here it's not. But yeah, there's a nice watercolour trailer. So we'll grab one of those and off we'll go. Whoops, change of plan. We're going to grab a front end loader attachment while we're here. I don't really go up into the horsepower that we've got, but we get the largest of them, I'm sure. Hopefully it's like up to here and above. What's that? I think it's 140 and we've got 175, so. But yeah, that'll do. At some stage we'll try to get a telehandler. It's a good telehandler I like, came out. Although it came out in the mod hub and I downloaded it and I've used it, and then it's been taken off the mod hub and replaced with one which is exactly the same, just has different branding. That's the only decent sized bucket you can get for these, but it's used for cutting silver beet and it's like nearly 13 grand, so looks like we're going with this small front one, which will do for now. Yeah, the bigger the bucket, the less work you got to do. Yeah, there's the flugel. Look at that, 1550. I don't really want to cut up sugar beets. Decisions. I'll just press the button, mate. There we go. Yeah, I'll take it. That was painful. That was like pulling teeth, wasn't it? Anyway. This is working out alright. There's our bucket, front end loader. This has got 3-point link plus front end loader. That's why it's a great tractor. Like I said, it's about 30 grand more than I like to spend, but we did have a bit extra from selling all our land and everything, so we'll get this back up to the farm and then we'll work on those garden. Okay. So I've got the equipment we need to get us started. Get some water. Which is free. Just having a drink of my coffee there, sorry if you heard that. But free water, you gotta love that. Yeah, so I can leave that water tank to fill up. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but if you're filling things, you can jump out or look in the menus and do stuff and they'll continue filling. But if you're empty, if you get out of the vehicle or look in the menus or change things, they stop. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. You think it'd be the other way around, because you're emptying something, you don't care if it empties right out, whereas if you're filling it and you jump out, it's likely to overfill what you want. I suppose if you run out of money it's not going to go past it, but if you want a certain amount of something, 20,000, it could go to 40 if you take too long to get back in. There's 50,000 water already, so we just take it over to our distributor. Now it's pretty iffy, this water tank. It works great when it works. Works good on this, but on those individual garden beds it's quite difficult to get it to work. Finding the trigger for it. If anything, if I had one fault with those garden beds, which it's not really that bad a thing, depending on the trailer you use, the trigger area can be quite small, as in very small. I was using them at one stage where if you drove forward it came up, but then if you stopped it went away, and if you drove back it came up, and if you stopped it went away. It can be quite frustrating. The way around it is buy a different tanker and try them all out. But yeah, you can get this one to work, but well, yeah, by the time you sort of get it to work, that's why the distributor is such a great idea. I'm pretty sure you've got to put a little bit in each of those to get them started, as I mentioned a moment ago. They won't just go straight off the distributor. Maybe they will. We'll find out. But we'll go back and we'll start this off. We've still got I think the seed's still filling up. this bit done and then call it quits for the first episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's something different. Yeah. Catch me on the next one and we'll get a bit more done. What's that got in it now? Yeah, we're getting up there. You notice our money's dropping fairly quickly. And this is the cheaper of the two. It's cheaper than the fertiliser. Lucky we're not paying for water. Oh, he's jumped out and decided to go back over to the water tanker again. I'm going to try not to use the left and right D-pad buttons to... See, that's nice looking in there, look at all that. There's even things ticking over and that, it's like it all works. It's a very nice tractor. Oh, it's even got a spare seat. Look at that. Wonder if you get the Kubota DLC. I know you can ride around the little Kubotas and in the vehicles. Wonder if there could be 2 ears in this tractor. There you go. There's something someone can comment. If you got the Kubota DLC, get one of these and let me know if you can have 2 people in there while you're driving around. That'd be pretty cool. Bit more novelty value than just jumping in a ute. Cruising around in the big Lincoln Continental would be cool with 2 ears. Just do laps. Don't worry about farming. Get some of these and grow cotton and just do laps all day. That'd be pretty cool. Right, so that's still going. Should have enough seed in here by now, surely. Whatever's in there will do. That cost a fair whack a day, but okay, now I've got to go back and do the same with fertiliser. So I'll get back and do this on the fertiliser and I'll catch you next time.